What up, though, everybody, and welcome to Lions Nation Unite. My name is Spencer Raxter of Woodward Sports. I appreciate you being with me. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe on YouTube. Also, give us a follow over there on Instagram, X, or Facebook. We really appreciate you tapping in. And for real, a like means more than you know. It does a lot more than you know, and it really helps us out. Lions Nation Unite is a platform created by Herman to bring content creators from all different walks of life together to give you guys the best news on the Detroit Lions to keep you up to date with the happenings of the Detroit football team. Now, first of all, make sure you go over to lionsnationunite.com and get yourself some merch, the best merch in the game, including this Vikings Suck shirt. You got Packers Suck, you got Bears Suck, you got Kings of the North, Grit, what it really means to be a Lions fan, and a lot of different more great shirts over on lionsnationunite.com, where I believe they're buy two, get one free. So make sure you go check that out. Now, again, thank you all for being here. Make sure you smash that like button. And the tale of the tape today, or what I want to talk about today, is Alex Anzalone and his situation with the Detroit Lions. Now, Anzalone comes in to this year for the Detroit Lions on the last year of his contract. He's looking for an extension, and I believe he's looking to get paid a little bit more money, because if you look where Anzalone is getting paid and where he is on the linebacker average salary list, he is making just over $1 million more a year than former Detroit Lions legend Jelani Tavai. Now, I think you can safely say that Alex Anzalone is a much better player than Jelani Tavai, and I think he deserves to be paid as such. I would personally put him around that $9 million a year range. That would put him over the guy who just got his deal done, Derek Barnes, as the highest paid linebacker on the Detroit Lions. And that would put him in the same air as some guys that are similar in age to him, a little bit older, but he's not as good. So he's a little bit younger than guys like Bobby Wagner, Levante David, and Demario Davis, but he would be making a little bit, he is a little bit younger than guys like Bobby Wagner, Levante David, and Demario Davis, but those guys are a little bit more talented than Anzalone. So I think that $9 million range, right with them, $9 million per year would be a fair number to give to Alex to have him locked down. And obviously we're not looking for a 2, 3, 4, 5-year extension. I would say a 2-year deal max is what you're looking at for Alex Anzalone. And here's what he had to say at camp about his contract and his holdout so far with the Detroit Lions.
The reason.
What do you think?
I feel like the team is appreciating you, and you want to highlight what your stats are?
No.
No?
Well, beyond what is exactly going on with the contract, can you speak to?
No, you gotta stay
want to talk about that at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask you why did you report to camp? Other players, Michael.
I mean,
Trey Hendrickson is not,
I mean, it's all relative, right, as far as financial situations. But I'm in a situation where I thought about it, and it's for my own personal goals and what I want for the team. I just didn't think it was the best scenario.
Hey Alex, given the way you've played over the past 2 years, from your perspective, do you feel like you're underpaid relative to other linebackers in the NFL?
Yeah.
When did you reach that conclusion? Was that last season? Midway through last season? I guess what led to you reaching that conclusion?
I mean, it's just kind of obvious, I think. Just production, play, the market. Yeah.
What do you hope the resolution will be here?
I mean, I want to retire line. I want that opportunity. That's how I feel.
Do you see yourself returning to the practice field without a new contract?
I mean, I'm just taking this day to day right now. We'll see. I have no clue.
Has the team been receptive, Alex?
So you see right there, this is a guy who he almost seems like uncomfortable with this whole situation. Obviously, this is not a situation he wants to be in, as he says he wants to retire a Detroit Lion. But again, this is a guy who's making only a little bit more every year than Jelani Tavai. I think we could say he's a much better linebacker than him and a much more important defensive player than Jelani Tavai. Alex Anzalone absolutely deserves a pay bump. He absolutely deserves a raise in this Detroit Lions organization, but you can see the type of guy that he is. He's kind of uncomfortable with these questions. He doesn't like the whole scenario. He's showing up to camp during his holdout because he wants to be there for his guys and he wants to go after a Super Bowl. So this isn't something that he's trying to stretch out. It's just he look what he did for this team last year. Came back from a broken arm in record time and helped them in the final game of the year, which was kind of a do or die scenario against the Minnesota Vikings. He was all over the place. I don't think that anyone can understate what he means for this Detroit Lions offense, and him wanting to be out there in practice has really taken a toll on him. And he even had a comment to say about if he would miss some time this year when the regular season came.
Alex, this is like a month and a half off, but is this something that could possibly delay you playing this season?
No.
What, you expect to practice at all this preseason? I mean, is that
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. Like, he's not trying to miss any time. He doesn't expect to miss any time with this holdout, and he's going to be out there for his Detroit Lions. Now, I don't know if this is Anzalone being a good guy, if this is him trying to show fans like I want to retire here. I'm not going to miss any time and trying to get them behind. But I genuinely just think like this isn't what he wants to do. He wants to play for this team. He wants to be a part of this team and this organization. But with what happened to him last year, every snap is not given in the NFL, and you need to take care of yourself financially and take care of your body first. And this is where he's at the impasse with the Detroit Lions, because I'm not going to say I don't see it from the Detroit Lions perspective as well, to where they have a lot of contracts that are coming down the pipe. When you look at guys like Jamison Williams, Brian Branch, Jack Campbell, Jahmyr Gibbs, and a litany of other players that are going to demand high-level extensions and top-tier money for their positions, that guys, unfortunately, like Alex Anzalone, DJ Reader, and even a Khalif Raymond are going to be guys that get squeezed out because you have to pay these top-level players. You have to pay these all-pro level talents. And Alex Anzalone has been extremely good for this team, but when you're looking at a guy like Jack Campbell, whose deal is going to come up and he's going to look to be a top 10, top 5 paid linebacker in the NFL when his deal is ready to go, can you really afford to be paying him that much money? Anzalone $9 million a year and Derek Barnes an extra $8 million. We'll see what happens, and I do believe the Detroit Lions are going to get this deal done with Alex Anzalone, but it doesn't sound like he wants it to happen. And this is another bit of breaking news to kind of add to this whole pot is the Lions hosted Kyzir White today in Allen Park. They brought him in. They talked about him. He's one of their top remaining free agents. Obviously, he played for the Arizona Cardinals last year, where he had over 135 tackles in a season. This is a guy who is a veteran linebacker in this league. He's not the oldest yet, but he's been around a little while, and he's got a lot of snaps under his belt. I think if the Detroit Lions sign Kyzir White, and I talked about it on Heavyweights, it's people are saying, oh, it's like an iffy role. This is a guy who's played safety in his career, and he's also played linebacker. He's kind of one of those hybrid guys that will float and fill. And yeah, it would be great to add Kyzir White to this rotation. It'd be great to add Kyzir White to this defense if that is truly what you're looking for, as a guy to fill that Ife Melifonwu role. But I think this is more of a insurance for Anzalone. If Anzalone truly does continue this holdout and does not want to play during the regular season, a guy like Kyzir White is someone that has legitimate snaps in the league for a legitimate team and is a legitimate high-level defender that you could bring in right now, and he could start on your team and you would feel comfortable with him starting on your team. This is not a Jamal Adams or a Quan Alexander or a David Long situation. Kyzir White is a guy that you would bring in here because you don't believe Alex Anzalone is going to start this season with the team. And I think if you sign him, that would only piss off Alex Anzalone even more. So I'll see what happens with the Kyzir White going forward. But the Detroit Lions brought him in, I believe, as kind of all right, Anzo, if you're going to hold out, you're going to hold out, but we have a Super Bowl that we're looking to win, and Alex Anzalone knows this team is in a Super Bowl window. That's why amidst these contract negotiations, he's still showing up to camp, and he's going out there and supporting his guys. He is on record with the media saying he does not want and does not expect to miss any time in the regular season because of these contract negotiations. He has 1 year left on his deal, and I do believe he's going to honor that, but in the same light, this is a guy deserving of this raise. This is a guy deserving of a pay bump. You see what he means for this defense. It was palpable, the difference he made when he came back in that Minnesota Vikings game to end the year last year, and he's making a nickel more than Jelani Tavai is on an average annual value. I believe Alex Anzalone wants to be the highest paid linebacker on this team. I believe he deserves to be the highest paid linebacker on this team. And I think if you give him a 2-year extension around $9 million a year to put him in that same vein of Levante David and a Bobby Wagner, I think that will make him happy. I think that will make this defense better. And then I think you'll have a lot of stability with Jack Campbell, Derek Barnes, and Alex Anzalone all happy and ready to go into next season to cause some havoc for the Detroit Lions. So Kyzir White would be a good fill-in if you had to, but even if you don't, I would love to see Kyzir White added to this defense. We'll see what happens going forward with Alex Anzalone, but this is a decision that the Lions are going to have to make very soon because he is an important part of this defense. He is your best coverage linebacker, and I do believe if you want to win a Super Bowl this year, you're going to need Alex Anzalone to be a part of that team. So we'll see how this resolves going forward. If, again, Kyzir White is that guy, if they decide to bring him in instead of repaying Alex Anzalone, that could cause some things in the locker room. It really could, but I do believe they're going to work this out. I believe they will get Alex Anzalone some more money, and we're going to see him playing for the Detroit Lions next year. But this whole scenario is starting to get some more legs, and the Detroit Lions need to get in front of this before it starts really becoming a distraction in the locker room. Appreciate you guys tapping in. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to Lions Nation Unite. Again, I am Spencer Raxter of Woodward Sports. Like, follow, subscribe, follow on Twitter, Instagram, and X, and go to lionsnationunite.com to pick up some great merch. Appreciate you guys tapping in, and I will see you later. Peace.